Hello traders, today is Saturday, October 26, 2024. I'm gonna go over 13 different names. As per usual, this video is for educational purposes. It's not financial advice. Do your own research and due diligence before you decide to risk any of your capital. That being said, let's start with AFRM. And been mentioning AFRM for quite a while already. One of the things that I said was that we have this support level at 42.5, and also we had the 35 SMA as support. I mentioned that if we break the support level, then we're going straight to 40. That is actually happening. On Friday, it was down 3.20%. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. Yep, it was a sell-off throughout the whole day. Anyways, if we break 40, which is this level right here, I think we're gonna go straight towards 35 and possibly fill this gap. To be honest, at this point, I feel, or I see a little bit, I think it's a little bit unlikely that we're gonna go under the 200 SMA before earnings. But if that is the case, then we're gonna be pretty low coming into earnings. There is a possibility that AFRM, considering some of the partnerships that they're doing and how this sector is behaving, they might have a decent earnings, and it would be optimal if we stay in this range between 40 and 42.5. Now there's momentum on the way down. MAGD and TSI are telling you that. The RSI is telling you the same thing. So keep an eye on this level at 40. If we break that, we are possibly going straight to 35.6 or that range, which is basically where the 200 SMA. If things get worse, you're gonna feel this gap, and I really don't know what to tell you after that. But seems like at one point this is probably gonna, this move to the downside is probably gonna cool down and give us maybe a little bit of a coiling or something. But for now, keep an eye on the 40 support level. Let's move on to AMD, and it's still looking weak. It's kind of testing this. You have this symmetrical triangle here, and you're retesting this trend line right here. You also got to test the support level at 51. You're coming back, but you got rejected on the 35 SMA. I still see weakness on AMD, but I do believe that if next week brings decent earnings, you're probably gonna shoot up towards 161 and maybe break the 200 SMA and continue going towards 169. If earnings are bad, I think you're going straight down to the 325 SMA, which is this area right here. Under that, you're definitely going straight to 134. There's low liquidity here, so it's looking a little bit precarious if we break the 151 level. Keep an eye on this level. I think it's a little bit risky right now to actually get into this trade, especially the way it's behaving in this area right before earnings. Personally, I would like to wait and not risk any money. I normally don't trade earnings, so I wouldn't actually buy any Lotus calls or puts or whatever my feels would tell me. But anyways, keep an eye on the 151 level. For now, 35 SMA is also critical. This line right here, your support, is the most important part you have to take a look at. Let's move on to Amazon, and it's also setting up very nicely. You have an ascending triangle here, and it is getting rejected on the 190 level. You're over the 35 SMA. That happened on Friday. Friday actually brought you some momentum in the middle of the, from the beginning to the middle of the session, and then you got rejected once, twice, 3 times straight down. You had a triple top on the 5-minute, and then you went straight down. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Yeah, you have pretty much a double top in the 15-minute, and then you went straight down towards the 200 SMA. Pretty interesting. In this case, you went to this level, 190, got rejected, and then you consolidated on the 325 SMA on the 5-minute chart. Anyways, for now, keep an eye on the 1 minute, on the 1 day chart, on the daily chart. Keep an eye on the 35 SMA. Keep also an eye on the 190. Earnings are coming on Thursday the 31st. If they are positive, I think we're breaking 190, going straight to 200, and maybe all-time highs. It is all dependent on how earnings report comes out. MACD, TSI are neutral. Same with our RSI. RSI is looking up right under the signal line. Well, we'll see what happens there, but for now, just keep an eye on price action. Your critical level right now is for resistance 190, and support right now is this trend line and also the 35 SMA. Keep an eye on those factors right there. Now let's move on to Bitcoin. And been mentioning this almost every day since we were right under the 200 SMA here towards the end of September. Still having a really hard time breaking 69. On Thursday, you were right here, touching 69. The day before, yesterday, Friday, same thing. You got rejected hard, and now you are under 67.3, which is another critical level in my opinion. I think we're going to be stuck here for a minute. This might be actually a good sign if we are consolidating between this range, meaning 64 and 68 or 69, I'm sorry. I think if we range here, or maybe even better, if we're ranging between the 35 SMA on the one-day chart and 69, there might be something brewing here that would propel us towards 70, 71, maybe all-time highs. We'll see what happens. MACD and TSI are not looking good. RSI is kind of neutral, but these two indicators are not looking the best. Hopefully, we get more momentum. You are at 66.9 at the time of this video, but it is critical to break 67.3 again and then catch momentum. I've been saying this, you really have to catch momentum to continue going. But when we were down here, I was saying the exact same thing. You need momentum, and the momentum actually came a couple of weeks back, right on the 14th. This was like 10 days ago, 12 days ago. And then we kept going, and now we are at a higher level. So that is actually a good indication. Keep an eye on these levels, 35 SMA. Keep an eye on the 64, just in case. Keep an eye on the 67.3, and the level you want to break is 69. After that, I think buyers might come in and we can actually roll towards the 70s. Let's take a look at a company that I was mentioning a couple of days back. I did take I bought some puts. Let's talk about CSCO. I bought some puts, and I did sell. I bought them like right here, I believe on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I got out the next day. I was green. The reason why I was getting out is because I felt like I was trying to anticipate a move, and I don't feel comfortable trading like that. I'd rather see a good setup, and it seems like the setup is coming. It was down 0.39%, basically flat, but take a look at this candle and let's take a look at the move on the 5-minute. You went up towards a 325 SMA, got rejected here twice, went down, broke the 200 SMA, and after that you were continuing going down. So I still see weakness on the technical setup of CSCO. Earnings are not coming until November the 13th, so that is about 3 weeks from now. There is still time to go down towards the 54.4 level. I'm probably gonna buy puts on CSCO on Monday. We'll see how it opens. We'll see how things look. But at least what I'm seeing here as far as momentum and as far as strength of the stock is telling me now that that move has come. Let's take a look at news if there is anything here. CSCO system has appeared, okay. Has struggled during the dot-com bubble. Okay, nothing really. But okay, so your support level right now is 54.4. Which is my price target to the downside. But we'll see what comes tomorrow pre-market, what comes tomorrow right in the beginning of trading, and hopefully we get a spike and then another rejection on the 5 or on the 15-minute. Let's take a look at the 15-minute really quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this. It was just all the way up and then rejection. Anyways, it's looking a little bit, still looking weak. Seems like the setup, the 4-hour chart is already moving strong towards the downside. This is, in my opinion, a good setup to the downside. Again, I'm going to wait until Monday, open and see how the stock behave within the first hour or so of trading, and maybe after that I'll make some decisions as far as see if I enter or not to the downside. That's it for CSCO. And now let's do CVX, which is Chevron. You have this formation right here, this ascending triangle, and sorry, I'm just taking a look at another screen. You have this ascending triangle right here. You are consolidating this area. We had news over the weekend or yesterday that Iraq was attacking Iran. We might see a move on this sector. Maybe they also, Israel came around and said, you know, we're done with our mission. So if Iran doesn't do anything, I think this is probably gonna die there. We're obviously coming into elections in 2 weeks. So there's probably going to be a break on a lot of BS going on geopolitically. But anyways, just on the technical side, MACD and TSI are neutral. RSI is starting to point up towards a signal line. I like this setup right here, but you want to break resistance and you want to break this trend line on this ascending triangle. So you want to break resistance and move towards the 200 SMA with momentum. Even better if you actually break that 325 SMA. That would be fantastic. Volume here is not bad. There's liquidity, but it's not an excess of liquidity, so that is a good thing. And again, your support level is resistance level, my bad, is 152. Another thing, keep an eye on the lower trend line. If you break to the downside, you're going straight to 147. That's what I'm seeing right now. Let's move on to end phase. Where is end phase? What did I mention on end phase? And that was, give me 1 second. Let's do that. Okay. I did mention end phase right after earnings. And I said if we go towards 74, there's probably going to be an opportunity to buy. Well, we didn't hit 74, but now you had a very nice move in the last 3 trading days, and you can actually see it from here to here. It was a move of almost 9.5%. So that is pretty interesting. You are already filling this gap right here. Let's make it a little bit shorter, and definitely the opportunity is there. MACD and TSI are just starting to curl up towards their signal lines. The RSI is just getting into above the 30 line right here, and is hitting the signal line as well. There might be opportunity here next week, let me tell you. So earnings, again, I'm not a fundamental trader. I trade the trend basically, but one of the things that I can tell you is that this was probably an overreaction considering that buyers are coming back in. Keep an eye on this name. I think there is opportunity here. There might be something going on. I'm personally gonna take keep a close eye on this in case this catches more momentum. There might be an opportunity for a short swing, a 2 or 3 day long swing, maybe from Monday to Wednesday. I have to see what happens on Monday morning. But anyways, if this continues, you're probably gonna chop your way up towards 95.3. I'm just gonna take a look really quick and to my notes. Yeah, I mentioned this on the 22nd, which was right here. So yeah, it was right after earnings that I mentioned this. So earnings were probably after hours. Let's take a look if they were. Yes, they were after hours. And then my comment was like, if this goes down towards 74, I said this already, there might be an opportunity here on the rebound on the level. It didn't get to the level, but now it's moving, it's filling the gap. Keep an eye on this, put it on your focus list. If there is more momentum coming, you don't have liquidity until you get to 91. So you have pretty much an $8 spread between now and then. Let's do, what else do I have? I keep liking Google. So let's take a look at Google. And you have this symmetrical triangle here. Nice formation, rebounding on Thursday from the trend line, the 200 SMA and the 35 SMA. That is good. You're also basically in range between 64 and 71, which is this line right here. So your support is 64, your resistance is 79. If you break this and you have earnings coming on Tuesday the 29th, and if those earnings are good, I think you're going to fly towards 180. As simple as that. If earnings are not good, you're going straight to 157. It's that simple. I think the fact that we're consolidating in this area is it could be a double-edged sword. And the reason is, because earnings are coming in a couple of days, a couple of dating days. And if they are negative or the market doesn't like it, you're going straight down. But if earnings are good, if news and guidance are good, you're going straight to 180. So there is definitely more reward on the way up than on the way down. I think this level of support at 157 would be very strong if earnings are not that good. But again, the consolidation here on price action and whatnot, it would probably propel us towards 180 if earnings are good. We'll see what happens on Monday. And then, of course, we'll see what happens on earnings. I think earnings are after hours. They are. So we'll see what happens on Monday and on Tuesday during trading hours. And then let's see what they bring on earnings. That is critical. Your levels right now, again, 164 support, resistance 171. You still have this little resistance here on the trend line anyways. Let's move on to another name that I keep mentioning, but I keep liking this stock, and that is HIMS. And Friday was, let's take a look at the 5 minute before I actually give my whole spiel. So you had a nice move, another situation that you're seeing the 325 SMA working on the 5 minute chart. You hit the 325 SMA, you went down to support. That's a good thing. The 21.7 support is still working. You went up again right under the 325 SMA, and then you close a day with right below that 21.7 support level. Let's take a look just for nothing on the after hours. That normally the after hours, unless there is a dramatic move, they really don't mean much. Anyways, I like the move. I like the fact that now we're consolidating here. I like that we are not going violently towards 1873, which I still think is in play. But the fact that we are here in this area is also leading me to think that the possibility is less likely to go straight to 1873 before earnings. There is a good possibility. I'm not suggesting that this will happen, but there is a possibility that earnings are going to be positive, considering that HIMS is the leading brand on telehealth, and they're doing quite well. They have a huge subscription base, and they have a pretty, I wouldn't say a monopoly on the sector, but they have a pretty good handle on the sector, let's put it that way. And for now, they don't have any serious competition on what they do. The drugs that they promote or they sell are right now in full supply, and it's actually HIMS is navigating bad news pretty well, especially from the side of buyers. You get bad news and buyers step back in, get more stocks, which means that the market is still like this stock, which means that a lot of investors or institutions are taking advantage of sell-offs and then stepping back in and buying the stock. That is a good thing. It's also, as I mentioned, a good thing that you are not rallying towards 18.7. You don't have big candles coming down. Things are cooling down. MACD and TSI, I was a little bit concerned in this area right here in these candles because it was looking a little bit extended, or it was looking like it was going to get extended right before earnings. You don't want to see that. And now you can see that there is a nice, intention to catch on as far as going, becoming more neutral, without actually going under the zero line or anything like that. I really like what I'm seeing right here. I like the fact that it's maintaining price. I like the fact that it's not rolling down towards 18.7. Again, I think it's still in play, but it's less likely. And we might actually have a very nice setup by the beginning of next month. Their earnings are on the 4th, as you can see here in the bottom of the screen. Let's see what happens on Monday. Let's see what happens next week. We might get some catalyst next week or not. I have no idea. But at least for now, I think this continues to be very solid. Liquidity in this area from 18.7 to everything else, to 23 and beyond, is very minimal. So the moves are going to be, very decent if there's catalyst. You had a catalyst right here. You got your move. You had some catalyst here as well. You also had other moves. So I think if nothing really interesting happens, you're going to have, a slow movement to either direction, maybe towards 21 or maybe towards 18.7. That's fine. But I like the fact that HIMS is behaving this solid right before earnings. It's not moving crazy. It's not shooting up like crazy. It's not tanking. Again, let's wait until, or let's wait, or take it day by day and judge this stock. But, in the big picture, I still like HIMS a lot. Let's move on to another name that had a beautiful setup. I did put this chart on X. The link is the link of my X account is in the description. But let's take a look at MAGS. And give me 1 second. I want to write down something. I love the fact that we had this consolidation here. And this is an ETF that is basically focused on the Magnificent 7. So they are moving. Tesla is moving very nicely, as you all know. Seems like Microsoft might get out of the range of the ascending triangle. I'll show you that next. And then Google is also about to pop. NVIDIA is moving very nicely. We have a lot of big names that are behaving very nice. Apple could pop at any second. Anyways, I did post this, I believe, on Thursday night, right when we were in this candle. Friday, you had a pretty nice day, 1.24%. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Yeah, you had a nice move, and then you were like chopping for the rest of the day. That's nice. I like it. Earnings could actually push this thing towards new highs. Let's actually put a level right here as reference and use these two candles right here. Yeah, we don't have any other point of reference. There is low liquidity here, so we're gonna move towards 49 or 40 or 50 pretty quickly. We'll see how this behaves. MACD is not very extended. Let's actually fix this. TSI and MACD are neutral. That is looking pretty good. RSI is already moving up. It's not even close to or moving towards the 70 line, but this definitely has more steam. This formation was very nice. I like the fact that this was consolidated here between 46 and 47.8. Fantastic. I really like this kind of setups. Too bad I actually cut this a little bit late, but looking great. I think this still has room to continue going up. Unless earnings are a complete disaster next week. Next week is going to be interesting, to say the least. Let's move on to Microsoft. And this is what I was talking about. You have this symmetrical triangle. You are over the 200 SMA, the 35 SMA, and right under the trend line of the pattern, and you are right under 431. What did I say when we were here? You have to break 14, and then you have to start moving with momentum by mounting these indicators. That happened actually on Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, there were good news on Tuesday, and then you got rejected right on 30 or 431. You came back to the 35 SMA, and now you got rejected again on the 431. This is critical. Earnings are coming on Wednesday the 30th. I'm not sure if it's after hours or, yeah, it's after the bell. So we'll see how that goes. If we break, we definitely, or we do have good earnings. It's very possible. I'm not saying that is, but it's possible. We're going to move towards 443 and beyond. I think there is definitely, moves that are brewing in stocks like Apple. I'm not too sure about Apple earnings. They haven't had very good news, but at least Google, Microsoft are looking pretty good, in my opinion. If earnings come in strong, I think that both of them are going to fly. Amazon also, I forgot. Amazon is also, I think it is on an ascending triangle right now. type of formation. So we do have some setups that might actually give us some good opportunity. You have to break the 431, and then we will move again. All of these moves are, especially to the upside, are dependent on the results for earnings. MACD and TSI are pointing up. They're starting to get bullish right over the 0 line, and RSI is already pointing up. It's been doing it for a couple of days already. Let's move on to the next name, and that would be, I haven't mentioned this name in a while, but I like how it's looking, and that is, if I can find you, PayPal. And I like it. One of the things that I was mentioning about PayPal for a while, and this was probably since the beginning of the year, no, not the beginning of the year, probably May or so, is that it was consolidating in this area right here. It was going up and down, up and down. And then when it went over the 200 SMA with momentum, it went over 65, and then you just continue going, bounce on this support level at 67.5, 35 SMA as well, and now you're just keep moving. I wouldn't be surprised that earnings would come pretty decent. The leadership in this company is the new leadership in this company. Not that new. I think that the new CEO is been around for a little bit over a year. He is a complete animal. He was the CEO, if I am recall correctly, of Intuit. Great management with PayPal. I think they have a great future, at least for I don't know for how long, but for the upcoming future. I don't have a price target, to be honest, to the upside, but I do believe that if earnings, and I might actually take some risks on this and buy some lotos on PayPal. I think if earnings are good, we are gonna move very strong. Earnings right here were pretty positive as well. You had a sell-off, and that's what that was. August 5th on that sell-off, and then you shoot up very violently. That was fantastic. Anyways, I might actually risk some money, buy some lotos, as some people say, on PayPal. I just like the setup. I like the company, and I like management and leadership in this company. PayPal looking good. Not financial advice though. Do what you gotta do. Anyways, let's finish this video with the monster of the week, the MVP of the week, and that would be Tesla. And look at this. I was one of those people that was, I guess, too scared to think straight, I guess, because when we were right before earnings, I was saying we're going straight down to 200 or 200. I had two levels, the 200 SMA, which is a 200, and support at 206. That's what I was thinking. I mean, when I was answering to some comments or some posts on X saying that my price target was 2.6, not 2.6, 206 or 200. Well, as I said the other day, I'm glad I was super wrong. We had this tremendous move right here. Let's take a look at the weekly and see how that looks. This is insane, right? You had this beautiful comeback, and you're well over 165. One of the things that I said is, like, if we beat earnings, we're probably gonna go to 235 or 240 best case scenario, considering that the moves tend to be about 12% after earnings, up or down, especially on the last 2 or 3 earnings. But I was very wrong. This candle took us, as we all know, almost 22%. And yesterday, Friday, it was up almost, well, not almost, 3.34%. That's very good as well. Very solid. I just want to take a look at the 5-minute. I wasn't in front of my computer yesterday during the trading hours because I was handling one of my businesses, and I had to, you have to prioritize. But this move is beautiful right here. You had a rebound on the 35 SMA on the 5-minute chart. Nice move towards what, almost 270, and then rejected at that area, came back on the level, and then you are back up at, wow, 269. I think, even if we see a little red, this move is very telling on maybe how retail is feeling about Tesla, and also how institutions are feeling about Tesla. Maybe what is happening is that people are now understanding what Tesla is about. It's not only a car company, but you know, they have a lot of ways of generating income, and maybe that is setting into, you know, what the market wants to think about Tesla. Again, if you think about Tesla about just as a car company, yeah, you would have you know, a lot of question marks about your investment. But if you see, and I hold Tesla stocks, if you see Tesla as a whole and as a company that is not only manufacturing vehicles, but it's also manufacturing different types of hardware, computer hardware, and different types of software as well, then you can actually see that it has a lot of ways of generating revenue. It also generates revenue through energy, generates revenue, and maybe in the future with robots and with AI. And, you know, anyways, Tesla, the stock of the week by far, up basically 26% in 2 days. I don't know. What else can I tell you? What can I tell you is, like, let's see if we get a rebound on or a retest of 265, and if that is the case, you might continue going towards, what is my next level? Gee, I don't have nothing. Actually, there should be a level right here. So you're probably gonna be right under this gap at 281, but there's low liquidity here, so you're probably gonna run towards 300. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Pretty amazing. Very, very, very exciting time for Tesla. We'll see what we get. I think if Trump wins, Tesla is definitely going to get a good push to the upside. Not sure what's going to happen if Kamala wins, but definitely seems like things are starting to look bright for Tesla again. Very nice move. I just wanted to mention that about Tesla. No levels right now. Your only level right now is 260, 265. And then if you retest or you move a little bit higher than that, then 280 is where you're going to see it. All right, traders, enjoy the rest of the weekend. See you guys maybe tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.